When you consider world chess champions, these are people who dedicated their entire lives to the game, and it is impossible to capture their entire career in a matter of minutes. However, in the video today, we're going to be traveling back through history and identifying the best moves of every single world champion. Now, of course, this is really subjective, and I'm sure many of you will disagree with me about the best moves for these players, so comment down below if you have other moves that you think better represent these players' absolute dominance. But without any further ado, you're watching the Chess Geek channel, let's jump straight in. The first world chess champion, William Steinitz, in this position with the white pieces, played his best ever move. So pause the video and give it a shot. What did William Steinitz play here that wins on the spot? So you begin by sacrificing your rook to open and expose this king so that after you slide over the queen with check, the king is really exposed and you can continue hunting it down with your bishop, with this check here, and again with your queen. And in fact, in this position, black resigned, seeing the very obvious mate that comes after queen to f4. The second world chess champion, EMANUEL LASKER, in this position with the white pieces, played his best ever combination. So pause the video and give it a shot. What does white play here that wins on the spot? So you begin by sacrificing your bishop with this check here, then you capture the knight, and then you sacrifice your other bishop. This was really the pioneering moment of this double bishop sacrifice, which now has become far more common. And the icing on the cake is that after you win back the queen, there is a nice fork here where you're going to win one of these bishops. A stunning combination that EMANUEL LASKER had to see all the way back here when he decided to sacrifice his original bishop. The third world chess champion, CAPABLANCA, in this position played his best ever move. This is a very interesting, fascinating endgame, so pause the video and give this position a try. What did the world champion play? The move is queen to b2, a stunning resource. You're attacking the rook, you're attacking the queen, and of course utilizing the weak back rank so that after they take your queen, there is simply checkmate. In fact, going back, white simply resigned here. There's nothing left to do because checkmate is coming. In this position, the fourth world chess champion, ALEKHINE, with the black pieces, played his best ever finishing combination. So pause the video and try to find the beautiful resource that black played here. So the move is rook takes d4, sacrificing the rook, and the point is that if they take, well, now this king is going to be really exposed, and specifically, you can move the knight out of the way, force the queen to leave this diagonal, and allow the queen to come in with devastating effect. In the actual game, after this move, rook takes d4, white did not capture, and they instead took the pawn, but this is also crushing. We have this beautiful idea, sacrificing now the knight as well, but then bringing the queen in, and again, devastating effect. The point is, after queen takes, we have rook check, the queen comes back, and now this other check with the bishop, winning the queen and checkmating the king. In this position, the fifth world chess champion, Max EUWE, played the best defensive resource ever in the history of chess. Check this position out, pause the video for some more time, and try to find the stunning resource that black has here. So the move is rook to h8, essentially distracting the queen from the attack, but also from its defense over the c2 square so that the rook can infiltrate and start getting some counterattacking chances, sacrificing a rook essentially in order to begin an assault of black's own right. And indeed, this game ended very quickly after queen to b3, the queen continues to infiltrate, and now mate, in a variety of ways, is unstoppable. In this position, the sixth world chess champion, BOTVINNIK, played a stunning attacking resource, the best move of his career. So pause the video and give this a shot. What can you play with the white pieces? So the move in this position is bishop to a3, a gorgeous idea to distract this queen from its defensive post, and after the queen takes, another sacrifice, knight h5. They have to take with the pawn, and now your queen infiltrates, you win back one of the pieces, and, well, you don't need to win back the other piece because this pawn is simply too strong. We go e7, and it's completely game over. Black gave some checks in the actual game, but quickly realized that the king is escaping, and it's completely resignable. So in this position, the seventh world chess champion, SMYSLOV, played one of his best combinations ever. Pause the video with the white pieces. What can you play here that essentially wins the game? The move and the idea is to take the rook here, giving away your queen, but understanding that you have more than enough compensation because this king is simply too weak. You take this pawn now, eyeing the king. They can defend, sure, but you don't need to win this immediately. You can slowly bring back your forces, regroup, coordinate, and eventually use your extra material and just your general better position, again, because of the weakness of this king, to win, and that's exactly what happened in this game. The 8th world champion Mikhail played many great moves in his prime. However, this one here might be the best of them all. White to play. What did Tal play here that wins on the spot? So the idea is bishop to c5. Distracting the queen so that after the queen takes, we infiltrate with the rook. And it doesn't look like we have enough here, but indeed we do, because after the rook drops back, we give this check here for the king, forcing it away, and now go queen to f7, a gorgeous concept, utilizing the pin, utilizing the weak back rank. It's completely game over after something like this. The 9th world chess champion Petrosian played his best ever combination in this position here with the white pieces. So pause the video and give it a shot. Here's the solution. It begins with this queen sacrifice, dragging the king into the open center, and now you give this check with the bishop, and the key is to box the king in, not letting it escape, and now the various different mate threats will seal the deal. In fact, black here simply resigned because there's many different mating ideas utilizing the pawns and again the trapped king here. The 10th world champion Spassky in this position played his best ever combination with the black pieces, so pause the video and give this a shot. What is the way that you win this position? So the move is sliding over this rook, giving it away, but the point is really nice. You then push the pawn forward with tempo, threatening to promote to a new queen, so they have to retreat. And essentially, we've gotten this move now with tempo so that we can infiltrate with the queen. The king has to move, and now we continue the attack with queen to h1, giving it away, and it's completely game over. I should note, in the actual game, the rook came to f1, seeing this variation, but this does not help. We still infiltrate, we still take, and it's still going to be checkmate. In this position, the 11th world chess champion Bobby Fischer played his best ever combination with the black pieces. Pause the video and give this position a shot. The idea here is bishop to e6. You give away your queen, realizing that the attack on this king is indeed enough compensation, and that is exactly what happened in the game. The knight goes on these various checks. You eventually take the bishop back here, opening up the rook, and you have indeed enough pieces to compensate for your missing queen, along with the fact that this king is really weak. And just a couple moves later, the queen got into some trouble, and indeed Bobby Fischer managed to convert with little extra issues. The 12th world champion Anatoly Karpov played his best ever combination in this position with the white pieces, so pause the video and give this a shot. How do you win? You begin by sacrificing your rook with the idea that if they take, then your queen captures back, and wherever the king goes, you can bring in an extra piece with the bishop, and there's not going to be a great way to stop checkmate. Now, if we go back, in the game, they didn't take. Instead, they played rook to a7, but now you sacrifice the rook again. You force them to take this time, and again, the attack is too strong here. The game did continue for many more moves, but Karpov had very little issues converting this position, and indeed ended up winning a couple moves later with an extra 5 pawns for the exchange, which is more than enough compensation. The 13 world champion Garry Kasparov played his best move in this position with the white pieces. This is arguably the best combination in the history of chess, so pause the video and give this a shot. What do you play with the white pieces? You begin by sacrificing your rook here in the center, and after they take, you sacrifice your other rook, and the idea is if they take, well, this time you can exploit the misplaced queen, you can infiltrate, and they can't defend anymore, again because the queen is misplaced, and something like this would be checkmate. Now in the game they did not take the second rook, but this is already a little problematic for them because we give away another piece and now their king is completely exposed. The queen is going to try to hunt this king down, and indeed many moves later Garry Kasparov ended up winning in this really complex but stunning endgame position. The 14th world champion Vladimir KRAMNIK played his best ever combination in this position here with the black pieces, so pause the video and give this a shot. Here is the solution. You throw the knight into the opponent's position, attacking the rook. They can't really take because then there's going to be various issues along this pin over here. So instead they decided to take the pawn in the center here, but now Kramnik continued by sacrificing the rook, and after they took back, sacrificing the queen, and after they capture, there is going to be a mate here on b1. A really nice mating combination with your only 2 pieces left. In this position, the 15th world champion Vishy Anand played his best ever combination with the white pieces, so pause the video and give this a shot. Here's the solution. You begin by sacrificing your rook to then sacrifice your bishop. And by doing so, it comes down to this. The king is going to be super exposed. If you go this way, you give away your rook, so it has to come towards the center, but now you allow for various different tactics with the king again being so exposed. There are still different complications that Vishy had to see, but indeed this position here is not so difficult to convert, and he did so very beautifully. In fact, white won here by resignation. The 16th world champion Magnus Carlsen played his best ever move in this position with the white pieces, so pause the video and give this a shot. How can you win this immediately? So you sacrifice your queen here, a really cool idea, because whichever way black takes, there is a checkmate in one. If they take with the king, you checkmate like this, and if they take with the pawn, you checkmate on f7. Gorgeous idea, nice mating pattern by Magnus Carlsen. So there you have it, guys, the 16 world chess champions and their 16 greatest chess moves. Let me know down below what you thought of this video. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.